All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Reading Comprehension. So this is a reading comprehension quiz that is linked with the reading article that we did in the previous slide, which was about Netflix. So if you did not read that, please make sure that you read it so that you understand the questions that will follow. So answer the following questions. So the first one is a true or false question. So Netflix is the leader in the on-demand media industry. So is this true or is this false? So if we have a look here, the first sentence, the first opening line, it says Netflix is the dominant company in the on-demand media industry. Okay, so they say they are dominating, so we can definitely say true. That is true. Then the next one, name 3 strategies that Netflix uses to attract customers. So if we have a look here, okay, there we go. If we have a look here, there are a couple of ways in which Netflix has done this. So if we have a look at this first bubble, it says, for the first time, customers could watch a TV show or movie on a computer screen, TV screen, tablet, phone, or gaming device. So basically, one great selling point here, one great strategy to attract customers is the fact that people could watch Netflix on any kind of device. I mean, this was a game changer because normally most time people could only watch it on TV or perhaps a computer. But now we can watch it on our phones, we can watch it on gaming devices, we can watch it on tablets and many other devices or available devices. Okay, then the next one is that it's much cheaper than cable. Okay, so cable, most people would pay, it says here, if we look here, it says $156, okay, 0.71 cents. So compared to that, Netflix, you can, there are 3 types of tiers that are available. So there's a $8.99, $12.99, and then $15.99. So much cheaper than cable. All right, and then another strategic thing that really attracted customers is the fact that they aggressively search or look up people's data. That way they can suggest and they can recommend series, movies, documentaries that they know the viewer will definitely find interesting. So it's tailor-made to the appeal of the customers. Alright, so yeah, so those are the main strategies that have been mentioned about how Netflix has attracted customers. If you have any more that you came across in the article, please mention that. Okay, next, how did Netflix start? How did Netflix start? So Netflix started in 1997, as we see here in this first bubble, as a website that allowed people to rent DVDs online, get them delivered by mail, and return them the same way. Okay, so it started off in 1997 as a website that allowed people to rent DVDs online. Okay, next question. What allowed Netflix to start streaming in 2007? So if we see there, it's got a title there that says streaming begins. So it was 2007 before internet speeds got fast enough and personal computers got powerful enough to allow streaming services to take off commercially. So Netflix came out with a streaming service that year. So it's basically the faster internet that contributed to it, and also the personal computer got much more powerful. So that's when Netflix came out. Okay, so next one. How did streaming benefit customers? So how did streaming benefit customers? So basically, it gave them the ability, if we look here, it gave consumers the ability, they could watch what they wanted, when they wanted, and how they wanted, without being limited to a schedule. So, or interrupted by commercials or even leaving home. So most of the time, if there's cable TV, there are ads, there are commercials that come about, and then you have to wait a whole 5 minutes and watch that whole commercial, even though you're not interested. And the convenience of watching it anywhere, anytime. You can watch it at work, you can watch it at school. I wouldn't recommend it. Watch it at school is just an example. But yes, so there are various different kinds of places where you could watch it. You're not limited so long as you've got access to the internet. And also the fact that you could watch any show at any time, it's not limited to a schedule. So cable TV, they would say, okay, at 6 o'clock, there's a movie by Adam Sandler that's going to play. But now on Netflix, you can watch any movie from Adam Sandler at any time. You're not limited to a schedule. Alright, then the next one. Streaming ended the video rental business. Now, is this true or false? Let's have a look here. So, trying to get yes, there we go. So that last innovation, so streaming, right? That last innovation pretty much killed the video rental business. Soon, cable companies and TV networks began offering an on-demand content of their own. So, video rental business was basically killed by Netflix. I recall I used to go to the video store and get some DVDs, but now I seldom come across any DVD store. In fact, I haven't come across a DVD store in years. So it's clear that Netflix has destroyed that industry worldwide. Okay, so what changed in 2013? So what changed in 2013? Netflix began producing original content of its own. So this was a risky and expensive proposition at that time. But yes, so that's what they did. Netflix offered series producers and showrunners upfront contracts to create entire seasons or two. Okay, then next. How was this different from other networks? So how this was different from other networks is that the other networks, what they did was, let's find this information. Let's see. Okay, cannot seem to find it. But what I do recall, yes, here we go. So at a time when the networks generally approve shows based on pilots that hit certain metrics. So the cable companies generally used pilots that hit certain metrics. So only when your show or series, whatever the case may be, hits a certain number, then they would allow it to play. So that was how was this different from other networks? So the Netflix itself was different because it offered series producers and showrunners upfront contracts to create an entire season or two. So that's how it differed from other networks. Name 3 popular Netflix series. Okay, so we don't need to go back to the article here, but they mentioned 3 in the article, so let's name them. It said House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and The Crown. I don't know if any of you have watched any of them before. I've heard of Orange is the New Black and House of Cards. Is it House of Cards, right? Yeah, I haven't watched them though, but I've heard of them. I've watched different Netflix shows. We'll get into that as we go on. Next, explain the 3-tier paying system. So the 3-tier paying system works like this. So $8.99 for the basic plan. Okay. Then we've got $12.99 for its most popular HD quality service and $15.99 for a premium plan. Okay, the next, is Netflix more expensive than cable? Do you recall that? What do you think? Okay, so no, of course it's not. It's actually much cheaper. The average payment for cable bill was $156.71, Whereas with Netflix, the different tiers, the cheapest being $8.99, and the most expensive, not even close to the cable bill, is $15.99. So it's much cheaper. Okay, so what do you think is binge watching? Okay, so without going back to the article, what do you think binge watching is? Alright, so I'll give you a couple of seconds. Alright, so binge watching is basically watching one series like on end, watching every single episode, watching episode after episode after episode after episode, like spending plus minus 4 or 5 hours binge watching. So I don't personally do that, but I know many people who love binge watching Netflix shows, and yeah, they really enjoyed that. So yes, okay, we can complete there. I'd like to know if you binge watch. Do you binge watch, and what do you tend to binge watch? Next, what do you think is a once a week installment model? What do you think is a once a week installment model? So I think the thing is self-explanatory. You pay once a week, and then from that point on, you can watch whatever it is that you want to watch. So it's not a pay-per-view. Alright, so then the next one. How have Netflix used data collected from subscribers? So they aggressively, if we go back into the article here, okay, so it says they aggressively look for people's data. So this data was initially sought to serve customers and help them find content that would appeal to them. Now, Netflix analyzes this data to determine what genres and which talent it should pursue in response to real demand. Okay. Go to the next page. Alright, and then the last question there. Do you watch Netflix? What series do you watch? And describe your favorite series. So I'm pretty sure most of you on this course watch Netflix, or you have watched Netflix in the past. So yes, I also watch Netflix. This is something best expressed with a partner. So get a partner and exchange these ideas. If you don't have a partner, just compare and contrast your response to mine. So yes, I watch Netflix. What series do you watch? Well, the most recent series that I watched was Squid Games. That was a really good series. Really good series. I don't want to tell you what it's about. Just look it up, Squid Games. Perhaps you should watch it. And one that I watch often is Family Guy. So describe your favorite series. Yeah, so that's my favorite series, Family Guy. It actually was available on cable, but now it's available on Netflix. So Family Guy is about, it's like a cartoon that's about a man with a family. It's basically comedy, like all kinds of weird, funny things happen on that show. So I like the fact that it's really humorous and quite clever, because it takes it mocks certain things, so they make fun of certain people or certain concepts within society. So it's quite lighthearted. It's nothing to be taken seriously. Alright, so I'd like to know which series you like, and tell me why you like this series, or express this to a partner. Alright, okay, so I'm pretty sure many of you know about Netflix, and we will end the lesson over here. So if you did get some things incorrect, some of your answers were not necessarily right, please go back to the reading comprehension, analyze where it is that you went wrong, revisit it, and make the necessary adjustments. But let's move on to the next lesson, and I will see you soon.